So weight loss is a topic that's surrounded by a lot of myths and misconceptions because of all of the information about weight loss that's out there. So it can be hard to separate the truth from the lies. So in today's video, I'm going to clear up a lot of the confusion by dispelling 9 of the most popular weight loss myths. And myth number 1 is that skipping meals helps you lose weight. So most people that often see weight loss success from skipping meals are people that are either in the beginnings of their weight loss journey or they're really overweight, because as I like to say, you don't get to be 300 pounds by skipping meals. So if you're a little overweight, like 10 to 20 pounds, you may notice an initial drop in your weight due to skipping meals, but our bodies are really intelligent. And what will happen is your body will downregulate your metabolism. So this will start to slow down the amount of calories you burn, which is going to slow down how much weight you lose or even stop your weight loss altogether. And this downregulation in your metabolism normally happens pretty fast within the first few days to the first few weeks, but nonetheless, it will happen. So when a new client comes to me and they've been skipping meals and they've seen some success with skipping meals, it can be hard to convince them to eat more because most of the time we don't think eat more equates to losing weight. So normally what I'll have them do is I'll have them eat the same amount of calories that they're eating right now, but I'll have them split those calories up into 3 or more meals throughout the day. Now, the goal of this approach is to get them used to eating more frequently, not necessarily to get them to eat more per se initially, but just to get them to get used to eating more frequently. Then after a few weeks of them noticing that they haven't gained any weight or they've even lost weight, then it's easier to convince them to start to eat a little bit more so they can start to lose weight again. Myth number 2 is that carbs must be avoided in order to lose weight. I always tell my clients that there's a reason why all of the most popular weight loss diets are just different versions of low carb diets. And that's because they work. Everything from keto to Atkins, they're all just different versions of the low carb diet. And again, that's because low carb works, but there's a difference between low carb and no carb. But the problem with carbs for most of us is we either eat too many of them or we eat the wrong types of carbs. And the combination of eating too many of the wrong types of carbs is the main reason why a lot of people are overweight or they have a hard time losing weight. So it's not the carbs that are the problem, but it's the type we eat and it's the amount of those types that we eat. So carbs don't need to be avoided to lose weight. You just have to change which ones you eat, and you have to change the amount that you eat. Myth number 3 is that low-fat or fat-free products are best for weight loss. In the 80s and 90s, everything was low-fat, from cheese to ice cream. And although these products still exist, there's plenty of proof now that proves that low-fat is not the best way to lose weight. The truth is that low-fat foods taste horrible, even with the advancements in food science and technology. I mean, they are a little bit better today, but they still taste horrible. Now, the reason why low fat is not the best way to lose weight is because whenever a manufacturer takes something out of a food like fat, they've got to add something to it. And which of the macronutrients taste the best? Out of fat, protein, or carbs, sugar, which one tastes the best? Well, it's the sugar we all know that tastes the best. So when they take the fat out of the food, they either add in sugar or they're adding in some form of artificial sweetener. And come to think of it, in my 34 years of coaching and training, I don't think I've ever put a client on a low carbohydrate diet. However, what I do recommend my clients do is eat moderate amounts of healthy fats like avocados, like nuts and seeds, like olive oil, because these fats help to increase satiety. And if you're not overeating, you're likely to lose weight. Myth number 4 is that you have to avoid snacking to lose weight. Now, there's 2 times where snacking can be a problem for weight loss. And the first is when you're snacking too often. And the second is when you're snacking on the wrong things. If you're limiting your snacking to the right foods and you're limiting your snacking to maybe 1 or 2 times a day, snacking shouldn't be the reason why you're having a hard time losing weight. Now, the question is, what are the right types of snacks? Well, I recommend foods like veggies, like fruit, like nuts to my clients. Now, I know that these are normally not the type of foods that you think of when you think of snack foods, but that's probably why you're having a problem losing weight. And if you've made it to this point in the video and you don't know who I am, my name is Coach William. And I've used tips like these plus many other over the last 34 years to help people just like yourself and just like the people back here on the wall in my office get into absolutely amazing shape. And if you need help on your journey, no hard sell, but click the first link below in the description, fill out the form, and together let's figure out what we need to do to get you from where you're at to where you want to be. Myth number 5 is that you don't have to diet to lose weight. You just have to exercise more. Now, you've probably heard of the saying before that you can't out-train a bad diet, and many people have tried in the past and they've all failed. I often tell my clients to look at it this way. How long would it take you to eat a slice of pizza? Now, if you're like most of us, you'd probably say a few minutes. Now, the average slice of pizza has 285 calories. Then I'll ask them, well, how long would it take you to burn 285 calories? So for me, running a pace of 11 minutes per mile, it would take me roughly 30 to 40 minutes to burn that same 285 calories that it only took me a few minutes to eat. Now, when I look at it that way, to me, at least to me, it's not worth it to have to do 30 to 40 minutes of exercise just to burn something that it only took me less than 5 minutes to eat. Now, I've helped plenty of people over my years lose weight just by teaching them how to eat right, but I've never done it the other way around where I've helped people lose weight just by getting them to exercise more and not change their diet, because that would just be an absolute waste of time. Myth number 6 is that you don't have to exercise or diet to lose weight. You just got to take supplements. Over the years, I've worked with plenty of people that have wasted a lot of money on supplements that promised to help them lose weight, and they've all not worked.
You got scammed.
There has never been a supplement ever created that has ever been able to turn on that fat burning switch. And you know why?
Why?
Because the fat burning switch doesn't exist. The keys to weight loss have always been the same. You eat in a calorie deficit, you exercise at moderate intensity on a regular basis, and be patient. It's really just that simple. Myth number 7 is that eating late night leads to weight gain. Weight gain happens when you eat more calories than you burn, regardless of when in the day or night that you eat them. Now, here's what I will say about eating late. Now, there are some benefits that are not directly related to weight loss that will make it easier for you to lose weight when you don't eat late, like having better quality sleep when you have, let's say, 5 hours of time in between your last meal and the time you go to sleep. Now, having a window of about 5 hours between your last meal and the time you go to sleep is something that I will routinely recommend to all of my clients, and they'll all tell me how much better they sleep on the nights that they don't eat before bed. Now, you might be asking yourself how this aids in weight loss. Now, if you're used to eating late, you've probably experienced some of the side effects that generally lead to weight gain or having a hard time losing weight, like having cravings the next day. And these cravings will often lead you to do 2 things. The first thing is they will lead you to want to eat the wrong things. And the second thing is they will lead you to eating too many of them. And what a lot of my clients that have that 5-hour or longer window between their last meal and their bedtime notice is that the next day, their cravings are greatly diminished or they have no cravings. Myth number 8 is that you have to eliminate certain food groups in order to lose weight. When you heard this myth, the first food you probably thought of was carbs. And if anyone ever told you that you needed to eliminate carbs to lose weight, they did not know what they were talking about. Now, there's no such thing as bad food groups. However, there are bad foods within food groups that we need to either eliminate or at least limit if we want to have an easier time losing weight. Now, what I'll oftentimes tell clients is to either eliminate or limit the foods that they know they have a hard time controlling. Like for me, it's peanut butter, so I rarely buy it. You see, I have zero self-control when it comes to peanut butter. Like if I buy a jar of peanut butter today, it's going to be gone within a few hours, so that's why I just don't buy it. You see, you just have to know which foods you have a hard time controlling, and if you can't control them, you need to eliminate them or at least greatly decrease how much you eat of them until you can learn to control them. And if you can't learn to control them, then you need to eliminate them like I've done with peanut butter. Now, to be honest with you, I do still eat peanut butter from time to time, but I eat it so infrequently that it really doesn't make much of a difference. Plus, I'm not trying to lose weight, so it's really not that big of a deal. And myth number 9 is that fast weight loss is the best weight loss. I always tell my clients that slow progress is better than no progress, or one you've probably heard before, which is slow and steady wins the race. Or how about this one? Easy come, easy go. Unfortunately, what often happens for a lot of people that lose weight quickly is they tend to gain it back quickly. And that's because the things that are required to lose weight fast are just not sustainable. So when you stop doing those things, you gain all the weight back you lost. And in most cases, you gain more than you originally lost. And I'll actually turn down clients that are set on losing weight fast because I just know where they're going to end up at with that approach. So I'll oftentimes recommend my clients lose anywhere from a half a pound a week to 2 pounds a week for an average size client. And for someone that's either overweight or obese, I'll recommend them lose anywhere from 2 to maybe 5 pounds a week. And what this does is this allows them to lose weight at a steady pace where they don't have to completely rearrange their entire lives to reach their weight loss goals. And if you'd like to consistently lose anywhere from a half a pound to 5 pounds a week, here's what I want you to do. I want you to click that first link below in the description. I want you to fill out the form, and together we will figure out how to make that happen.